Ben Jonson. He was a towering figure in English Renaissance theatre, a contemporary of Shakespeare. Jonson was clever, witty and bold, sometimes even fiery. London's theatre world was buzzing, and Jonson was at its heart. He wore many hats: playwright, poet, actor and critic. His deep knowledge of Greek and Roman classics set him apart. This scholarship shaped his work, making him distinct from Shakespeare. Jonson invented the comedy of humours. More on that soon. His sharp satire and innovative dramatic forms changed English theatre. He believed plays should be respected as literature, not just entertainment. This was a revolutionary idea for his time. So why does Jonson still matter? His influence on language and drama is lasting. Let's explore his fascinating life and work, starting in 1597, a pivotal year for him and English drama. We'll peek into his world, listen to his words, and see his enduring mark. Jonson's story is well worth knowing. Ready? Let's begin. Music swells, images of old London fade in. Title appears: Ben Jonson, Wit, Satire and the Stage. The year is 1597. Jonson is already immersed in theatre life, acting, rewriting, collaborating. London's theatre scene was lively and competitive, but also full of teamwork. Playwrights often worked together, churning out new plays for a hungry public. One early play, The Isle of Dogs, caused a scandal. Jonson was even imprisoned for its seditious content. This boldness defined his career from the start. His breakthrough came with Every Man in His Humour in 1598. This play introduced the comedy of humour's characters driven by a single dominant trait. Audiences loved the fresh, satirical style. Jonson quickly followed with Every Man Out of His Humour and Cynthia's Revels. He kept refining his signature satirical comedy. Literary feuds, like the War of the Theatres, showed his combative spirit. Jonson was never afraid to push boundaries. His early years set the stage for a remarkable career. He was establishing himself as a force in English drama. The seeds of his later masterpieces were already sown. Jonson's ambition and wit were unmistakable. He was ready to shape the future of theatre. Quick montage: bustling London, theatre crowds, Jonson writing, fade out. Jonson's golden age arrived with the Jacobean era. King James I was on the throne, and Jonson's reputation soared. He became a leading voice in theatre, tackling ambitious themes. Volpone, or The Fox, premiered in 1606, a brilliant satire set in decadent Venice. Volpone pretends to be dying, tricking greedy legacy hunters into showering him with gifts. Next came Epicoene, or The Silent Woman, and then The Alchemist, both dazzling comedies. The Alchemist follows con artists exploiting Londoners during a plague. Jonson's plays were clever, energetic, and full of biting social commentary. Bartholomew Fair, written in 1614, captured the chaos and colour of London's annual fair. Jonson was a keen observer, bringing Jacobean society to life on stage. His characters, pickpockets, Puritans, peddlers, felt real and vibrant. These masterpieces cemented his place in theatre history. Jonson's wit and insight were unmatched. He redefined what comedy could achieve. His plays remain some of the era's finest. Clips, actors in masks, bustling fair, Jonson's quill scratching, fade out. Let's dive into Jonson's comedy of humours. Inspired by the old theory of 4 bodily humours, Jonson made each character ruled by a single trait. This made them both predictable and hilarious. Unlike romantic comedies, Jonson's plays focused on social types and satirized common vices. His goal? To expose foolishness and greed, making audiences laugh and think. Laughter was his tool for social commentary. Jonson also mastered city comedy, setting his plays in the bustling contemporary London he knew so well. His London was alive with rogues, fools, and everyday people. He held up a satirical mirror to the city's energy and temptations. Jonson's classical learning shaped his writing. He admired structure and discipline, though he bent the rules when needed. He believed drama was a noble art with a moral purpose. His plays were more than entertainment. They were sharp critiques of society. Jonson's blend of satire, structure, and city life made his work unique. He elevated English comedy to new heights. Jonson and Shakespeare, forever compared, forever linked. They were friends and rivals, sharing the stage and the spotlight. Imagine their debates at the Mermaid Tavern, surrounded by fellow writers. Jonson was the scholar, a classicist who valued rules and structure. Shakespeare was seen as the intuitive genius, less bound by formality. Jonson's sharp satire and city settings contrasted with Shakespeare's wide-ranging genres and deep psychological insight. Jonson aimed to instruct and correct. Shakespeare explored the full range of human experience. Both were theatrical geniuses, offering different kinds of brilliance. Jonson admired Shakespeare, famously writing, "He was not of an age, but for all time." Their friendly rivalry pushed English drama to new heights. Each brought something unique to the stage. Jonson's wit and discipline, Shakespeare's breadth and humanity. Together they shaped the golden age of English theatre. Their legacy endures side by side. The stage in Jonson's time was a world of men, no women allowed to perform. All female roles were played by boys, challenging playwrights to write creatively. Jonson's women were anything but passive. Characters like Dol Common in The Alchemist and the women in Epicoene were witty, resourceful, and assertive. Even within strict Jacobean society, Jonson's female characters found ways to act and influence events. Some were targets of satire, but many were complex, intelligent, and key to the plot. They often outsmarted the men around them. The boy actor convention may have allowed for stylized, subversive portrayals of gender. Jonson's women challenged expectations, giving voice to ambition and desire. They were bold, outspoken, and memorable. His female characters still resonate today. Jonson's writing gave them agency and wit. He turned limitations into creative opportunities. Montage boys in costume, strong female characters on stage, fade out. Now let's turn to the courtly masque, lavish entertainments at the royal court. Jonson wrote dozens of masques for King James I and Charles I, bringing literary depth to these visual spectacles. He elevated the masque with poetic artistry and intellectual substance. Masques often celebrated the monarch, using allegory and myth to promote order and virtue. Jonson's classical learning shone in these intricate, beautiful works. He famously collaborated with designer Inigo Jones, who created stunning sets and costumes. Their partnership produced unforgettable spectacles, though it ended in rivalry over whose contribution mattered more. Jonson insisted the poetry was the soul of the masque. His words gave meaning to the spectacle. The masque became a true art form under his pen. Jonson's influence on court entertainment was profound. Clips dancers, elaborate costumes, Jonson and Jones in heated discussion, fade out. In his later years, Jonson kept writing, though not all his plays were hits. He became a mentor to younger writers, the sons of Ben. In 1616, Jonson published his collected works in a grand folio, claiming plays as serious literature. This bold move helped elevate drama's status in English letters. Jonson's influence on later comedy, especially the Restoration's witty, satirical style, was immense. His sharp observations of human nature and biting critiques of vice remain relevant. Jonson's language is vibrant, energetic, and inventive. His plays offer a vivid window into Jacobean London. He laid the groundwork for future playwrights. Jonson's legacy is one of innovation and integrity. His work still speaks to us today. Ben Jonson stands as a foundational figure in English literature. He was England's first unofficial poet laureate, a dominant literary personality. Jonson set high standards for himself and others, championing artistic integrity. He fought for quality and substance in a commercial theatre world. His key contributions, the comedy of humours, incisive social satire, and elevating drama as serious literature. Jonson's vivid portrayals of London and his classical discipline shaped English comedy. Though sometimes overshadowed by Shakespeare, Jonson's unique voice and craftsmanship endure. His works are still studied, performed, and enjoyed today. Jonson's legacy is secure among the greats. He made theatre matter. His wit and vision continue to inspire. Final montage, Jonson's portrait, modern stage, audience applause. Fade to black, end.
Hey there, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to stay updated with all my latest content, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update.